Hello my fellow aliens, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Jojo Reality, and today I'm gonna be talking about a very special episode. It's the episode 5 of WandaVision. So episode 5 starts directly where we left off, and there's kind of two point of views, like with Wanda being back in Westview and then Monica being outside of Westview. So Monica's back with the SWAT team after Wanda threw her out the last time, and they are welcome her with open arms. While Agent Jimmy Woo and Darcy are happy to see her, the SWAT team only care about Wanda being like, they think she's a threat and she's a terrorist, and they think she's a super villain because after what she did to her. I like Monica because I think she's a strong-willed character and she still cares of helping Wanda, and she doesn't think she's a terrorist at all. Yeah, so I kind of like the dynamic with them. Like Monica, Jimmy, and Darcy they're like so nice and really care about Wanda. And the other agents, especially Agent Hayward, he really thinks she's a threat and wants to destroy her once and for all. Back in Westview, things are getting weirder and weirder because the twins finally magically age up. From 5 years old to 10 years old is because they want to adopt a dog, and Wanda said they're too young for that. So they aged up to be older, which is so funny. Meanwhile, at Monica, she wants to fly a drone to connect with Wanda and talk to her. But she underestimates the SWAT team because they kind of weaponize the drone and just want to attack Wanda if she gets out of control. And then Wanda, she got so angry. And then she go out the force field. It's the first time we see her actually out and about. So it means she can go out if she wants to. So I'm thinking it's really her idea about that she did to this town or something like that. And Agent Hayward kind of threatens her. And then I kind of like the scene because Wanda, you can see the real her, like she wearing her outfit that I love. And then she has her accent back. She was so mad and telling them to back off. Then she uses like a power on them or something like that. And then she goes back inside. Back to Vision is the most disturbing scene ever when he was at work and he's talking to his co-worker Norm because he asking like, is he okay? And then suddenly he uses like his power to get rid of the mind control on his co-worker. Actually, the agent did the shot before with Darcy, forgot about that. And he's telling Vision that, please help me, it's hurting me, and he needs to call his sister. And then Vision was like so frightened and thinking, oh my god, what did Wanda do? And suddenly realizing everything is kind of weird because also with Agnes, it was so normal for her to see the twins kind of aging up. And also Wanda mentioned that they have a footage of Wanda, how she got the body of Vision and it's like using his corpse, like puppeteering him, which is so disturbing and without like Vision's free will, something like that. And kind of find poor Vision doesn't know what Wanda does to him. And yet again, when he goes back home, he confronts Wanda about everything that's going on. She mentioned Norm, why he keeps saying that. And Wanda, of course, denies everything, saying, oh no, what do you mean? And just want to go away. And it's the first time you see kind of Vision, that side of him. He got so angry, he was like flying and was shouting at her. And Wanda was like so shocked of his behavior towards her. And then something happened. It's like the best part of this episode because Wanda also kind of hinted that at the beginning when she talked to her twins because they're asking her if she have a sibling and she answered yes, she has a brother and she lives far away. But in previous episodes she talked with Monica that her brother died and why she didn't mention that he's dead but died like different reason. So I don't know why she kind of lie about that. But then there's like suddenly a knock on the doorstep. And then she goes to open the door. And to her surprise, it's Peter standing there. I mean, it's really Peter from the X-Men movies, Peter Maximoff, on her doorstep. And she's saying like, hey, I'm your brother. And they kind of hug. But she looks so shocked. So it feels like she really didn't know that she's coming or something like that. But I'm so happy about to see because I'm a big X-Men fan and I love all the old movies, even the new ones. So it's so exciting to see it's him. And the most funny thing was when Darcy said, so the recast Petro. I was laughing so hard. It was the best quote ever. And it was like an opening for the X-Men to come to MCU movies, which I'm so excited about. He's like the first character ever and also the first mutant. And Wanda doesn't even know she's a mutant because she thought they were experimenting on her and her brother before. And I kind of always like the mutants more than Inhumans. So if you're not an X-Men fan, I think you should watch this after this one to kind of know Peter more, because he's actually really hilarious in the movies. So I was so excited to see him there. I kind of didn't expect that at all. And of course, I love Petro, also from, I mean, her real brother. But I always remember there was like two Petros there, so there came like two. And so there's so many questions also. Like, first of all, why is Peter there in the first place? Does Wanda really doesn't know anything about it? Or is she only pretending? She only did that because she was fighting with Vision, and now Peter at the doorstep kind of halting the fight or something like that. I don't know. Or did someone do this? They never showed Monica at the end, so maybe she caused someone to do this, like Doctor Strange, for example. So I'm so excited for Doctor Strange 2, which is gonna be coming next year. That's a long wait for that, but it's so nice because the kind of opening with this X-Men character to be MCU. That's why. How about the rest of the X-Men team could be also happening? So I'm so excited for this. I also wanted them to be the MCU, and it's finally kind of happening. Another question is about Agnes. She was acting kind of fishy this whole episode. Does she also pretend only, or I don't know? Is she evil? Is she good? Is she also something? And I'm so excited because there are gonna be a couple episodes left. And as I said, I always say that this is the best episode ever. But I think this is the best episode because in the beginning, 1 and 2 no one like, but then every episode kind of gets better. So it's like the first time there's a character we know that comes into the show really, like also someone from another universe. Kind of pretty incredible, and I really enjoyed this one for sure. So please, if you enjoyed this, give a thumbs up. Also comment down below if you're an X-Men fan. If not, it's also okay. So now talking about episode 6. The episode is all new Halloween Spooktacular, and sorry for the change of clothes because I've been filming this of course different day when this new episode is coming out. So starting episode now is like in the 90s sitcom style and kind of reminds me of Malcolm in the Middle vibes, which I'm all here for because I love the show growing up. And now they put Quicksilver into the mix, which I kind of find awesome. He's like this crazy uncle that like enjoys spending time with his nephews Billy and Tommy, the twins. And I find this so cool seeing him in the MCU now because, as I already mentioned a couple of times, I love the X-Men movies. He's been always a comic relief in the movies, and the sitcom is just so him and fits perfectly to him because he's super funny. He's a whole highlight in this episode because I just love him so much, and it was really a fun episode. But what I find weird and bizarre is that Wanda doesn't have a control of her brother anymore. I think her loneliness took control of her, so she doesn't have no clue anymore what's happening. Like a flash of her brother dying, but then he's alive and breathing, but totally different. And then also they keep on testing each other, like they kind of know that they're really brother and sister. She keep asking some memories from before, and he also asking other memories, and they have no idea what they're talking about, which is also weird. But I think also Quicksilver isn't in control because he knows actually what's going on. It seems like that, but Wanda doesn't know that he knows something. So I'm asking so much, like, why doesn't she know that she isn't really the Petro she know? Like, it isn't her real brother. What's stopping her to know the real truth behind everything? Okay, we talk about the twins, Tommy and Billy. Like, it's so awesome to see they got like abilities now. And like Tommy, he got like the power of Quicksilver. He's super fast, like the super speed power. And then Billy, he got the power of telepathy. And it's so cool because it's so much like X-Men now. They're like the new mutants, and like the first time knowing about the abilities and gaining their powers. It was so cool to see. And also I want to talk about Tyler Hayward. Like, why is he hiding something? Because he's like so evil. Maybe I'm thinking he's the villain in this one because he wants to find like Vision, and he doesn't want to help the town. He doesn't actually care about helping the town. He just wants like Wanda dead. But like he doesn't even listen to Monica, and Monica knows what's up because he kind of feel Wanda and knows that she was an Avenger. So she's actually a good person and maybe doesn't want to do this. But yeah, I don't know. But that's why so many questions also about that guy, why he's like so evil. And I love if they show the outside of Westview because then it seems more of an MCU movie. Because if they show Wanda, it seems more like a sitcom and it's like you're watching television. And yeah, if they're outside, you know it's like a real big deal. And I love the trio. I love Darcy with Jimmy and Monica. And also Monica wants to go back inside. Like, what the hell? What she wants to do? What can she do? She was already inside, and it kind of messes also with you if you're inside there so long. Because what happened also to Agnes in this episode, she's like going crazy, and some people in the town can't even move anymore, can't do anything because Wanda can't control everyone in this town. So I don't know what's the deal. And then when she said, I have a guy in the inside or something, that's how she got in. So who's the guy she's mentioning? Like, is it actually Quicksilver work with her? Or is like other agent that were inside there without people knowing? Or is he the agent? I don't know. It could be anything. Is a new cameo going on? It's like a new character coming? I don't know. So there's so many questions again this episode. And Vision in this episode is like so distant to Wanda and his family. He doesn't want to spend Halloween with them. He just goes away because I think he's like so mad still. Like in the last episode, they were fighting, right? So he wants to know what's going on, and then he's like walking around the town, and then he finds some strange, bizarre things happening. So he finds Agnes sitting in a car, and then he approaches her, and he used his power on her, and then she said, "Oh my God, I know you. You're the one from Avengers." And he said, "What's Avenger? Like, what's Avengers?" And of course he don't know because he doesn't know anything about the past, right? You only know Wanda and people in this town. And then she said, "Am I dead? Because you're dead." And then it's like, oh my God, the most shocking ever, finding out that he's actually dead. And that's the reason he kind of decided to step out of Westview. But of course, what he didn't know is that if he goes outside, newsflash, he's gonna die because he's only alive because of this town. So if he steps a foot outside of this town, he's probably gonna die. Anyway, we love this episode. Like, it's one of my favorites. Big surprise, right? And because I love it, because it's like Halloween. And if you know me, I love Halloween. I love the Halloween theme prospect in this one. And also, I love the costume because it's like so accurate from the comics. It's so cool to see, but also at the same time ridiculous. Because it looks so funny. Because what they're wearing, I couldn't stop laughing. And people always want them to wear this all the time. But of course, it will look so silly when they wear this outfit all the time, but it's cool to see like how do we look like from the comics. Overall, this episode is so fantastic. I love every minute of it, and the ending is such a major cliffhanger. Like when Wanda she expanded the force field because she wanted to save Vision. He was almost dying because Billy sensed in his abilities that his father is dying, and oh my God, like seeing him die over again was so sad. But then like, oh my God, like can't imagine how it's gonna end. Like this episode seems so short, and every episode seems shorter and shorter. Maybe it's because it's getting so good. Like always leaves you wanting more episodes to come. Anyway, 3 more episodes. I can't imagine how it's gonna end. So the big main question is about Quicksilver, I think, because first of all, why is he there? Is he working with someone? Or did Wanda actually did it? I don't think so, because he said like the last time he was like being shot at, and suddenly Wanda is calling to him, which obviously can't be real because he isn't actually Petro. So I don't know, or who did this, because we all know it isn't Wanda's doing, because he's not the real brother. He's not real Petro. So I don't know what's going on. But I think all we know is that he isn't actually Petro. He's not Wanda's brother. Because I know that for sure. Because I know he's a different character and just pretending to be him. And that's the question is, why? Why he does that? Because clearly he knows what's going on because he keep on saying it to Wanda. Like he knows what she did. So who knows? So this is it. Hope you enjoyed this one. And hope you enjoyed this episodes 5 and 6. Those were the best episodes so far. Always getting better. Comment down below your favorite episode for this season, and also comment down below if you think there's going to be more seasons, because I'm thinking it's only going to be 1 season and then going to be into the Doctor Strange movie. I don't know. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe if you want to see me again. Don't forget to put on the post notifications so you know exactly when I upload every Wednesdays and Saturdays. See you guys on my next video. Bye.